if you subscribe to this channel, or if you're seeing this on some other platform, if you subscribe or follow, basically you probably know me from making tutorials and either software development projects or metaverse development projects or something like that. And there's just I'm in this video, I just want to talk about some changes. So there's going to be some changes because there's been a lot going on, and there's a lot of changes going on with me. And so I'm here to talk about it. I'll try not to have this video be too long. So here we go. First of all, as some of you know, there's been the recent sunset of Horizon World's VR side. And then after that is the sunset of Spatial.io, which is a virtual world platform with Unity as a back. And you could embed these spaces into your website. So Spatial was a really important platform for me. I built quite a few business integrated worlds over there. So my mission, first of all, my mission in general is to build software. Like, I love software development. I've been doing it pretty much my entire adult life. I had a job one time as a software developer way back early in my career, not long after I left college. And so I worked there for like maybe 6 months. But besides that, I've always been a freelancer. I've never really had a job in my life, actually. Not even as I had like a couple jobs as a teenager that lasted maybe a month or so, but pretty much I've never really worked for anybody. If you combine it all, and I've done less than a year of working for anyone. So I've always been a freelancer. And my strategy, if you just like look on the bottom of this channel, you'll see my other channels, but you'll see I've got like tutorials and tech talk that go all the way back to, the early days of YouTube. We're talking 15 years ago or so, depending on when you watch this video. So I say that because everything is different now. First of all, I've been building websites since 1999, around that time. So I've seen the web change, and at each change has been kind of like a sunset also. So for example, when I first started, I was building web pages by straight HTML using Notepad. And we would write everything line by line in a big jumble of HTML on a notepad, and I'll save it as whatever the page name.html. So went from that to then using CSS, and then after that the Web3 movement came, and platforms like WordPress got popular. And that's actually where I started to kind of like specialize, building WordPress plugins, WordPress themes, custom. So that was my niche. And I've got plenty of content on YouTube where I teach how to build plugins and themes and all of that from scratch. PHP, MySQL, like I've always, been proud of being a LAMP developer. Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. That was my stack. But then the world changed. Well, before, also there was a period I was an ActionScript developer with Flash. So if any of you remember Macromedia Flash, I used to build really, really nice Flash websites, and I would script and action scripting. So then the world changed again, and we changed from the Flash sites to everything having to be SEO optimized and responsive. I had to learn responsive. So sunsets on Flash, sunsets on HTML. Each iteration I'm having to learn the new stack. The most recent stack was the React, stack, Node.js, all of that, TypeScript. And so, but now it's all of that stuff is mastered by AI. And listen, I know that if you do research, you will find mixed reviews in terms of the capabilities of AI. But me as a developer, I'm telling you, the stuff I can do with AI is crazy. So people that say that they're not getting good results out of it, I don't know what their approach is. I don't know what kind of context that they're feeding it. I don't know, how much you do benefit from being an actual developer, because you can do the strategic planning and you can do all the parts that the AI can't do. And so you and the AI can really get into a good flow. But the thing is that the AI is getting smarter and smarter. And so it's only a matter of time before even being a developer won't matter. But man, the stuff that I see people build that have no developer background these days, oh, it's crazy. I have a workshop that so I have a Go High Level agency. It's called HumaiOS. And within that agency, there's an AI builder called AI Studio. And in our workshop, we go over how to use it and everything. And some of the participants were just showing me what they're building in AI Studio, and it's crazy. It's like, me as a developer, if I would have built this for you, first of all, it would have taken months, maybe longer, and it would have cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And so they would have never gotten it built. You go hire some other developer, it may even cost more. I mean, my prices have always been kind of on the low end in comparison to a lot of other software developers, freelancers. So my prices aren't low, but they're not on the high end. I tend to be in the middle. But yeah, it would have cost a lot of money to have the results that they're getting now. And it's because these agents are so good. They're so good at developing websites and apps and just about anything, Unity games, just everything. So in reality, some of my clients that I used to do software development projects for have not really needed me much since Opus 4.6. And actually, when the Claude bot dropped, quite a few of my clients reached out needing me to help them set up ClaudeBot. But since ClaudeBot, they've not needed me to make any updates to any of their software that I had developed for them previously or anything new. Whereas in the past, that would be those people that I'm thinking of right now, that for years they've been a source of reoccurring income. So it's starting to dwindle away. All of the old model, the old way that I've done things is just starting to fall away. People just flat out don't need the services as much. Now, the services are kind of shifting. I am kind of discovering new ways that I can assist and things like that. But how long does that last? And it don't apply for everybody. But nothing ever applies for everybody. But the reason I say all of that is because there is, if you notice, I just kind of went through a brain dump of all of these things that have been changing over the years. And we've gotten to this point now where it's almost like it's the last changes that are occurring, because I don't see, the one thing that's different now, if you go scrolling through all of my old videos, through all my channels, you will see like that history that I just described. You will see me creating tutorials along the way, all the way down, all the way back. And so it's not needed anymore. Um, so now, first of all, mind you, none of my tutorials, like I've never gotten like, any plaques from YouTube. I've never grown huge, subscriber channels. But even with my, couple thousand subscribers on one channel, 1,000 subscribers on another, a couple hundred on another, even with those numbers, like I would earn enough enough in terms of project referrals and people being interested in like what I have to offer to make a living. And the strategy was always make tutorials so that I help people with their projects. And then some of those people will reach out because they want me to do things or because they want resources that I put together and things like that. But these days, I just don't really have much faith in that because AI is so good at helping with stuff. So anybody that's out there like really watching tutorials and stuff like that, it's like maybe it's a person that just likes tutorials, or maybe it's a person that haven't really built a good relationship with AI yet. Either way it goes, these people are getting fewer and fewer each day because the AI is getting better and better each day. People are discovering it more each day. And each time a person discovers it and actually learns how to use it well, then you don't really need tutorials. The AI will the agent will do a lot of it for you, or it will guide you through it and you don't have to worry about ads and people asking you to like and subscribe. Mind you, I never put ads in any of my videos and I never ask you to like and subscribe. I don't do that. Like and subscribe if you want to, but yeah, like you don't have to do any of that with AI. The AI just helps you through it, do it for you or whatever, and you move on. So you can do a lot more these days than you ever could by relying on tutorials. So I just see tutorials like fading away. I see that being, it's like if you make a tutorial right now, the AI is going to watch the tutorial, but I don't, the human seeing the tutorial is just, I don't know, it's just low likelihood probably. So I have to change to doing something different. But what am I going to do different? I don't know. I have no clue. It's a journey. That's why I rebranded this channel to be after the sunset. That's why my other social media is like everything is going to be after the sunset, because all of these sunsets, the most recent sunsets, have really, really impacted me. My whole 2026 plans were obliterated, like right out the gate, because when we first, if you go looking at my history, you'll see I did a couple of presentations about, go high level and how Metaverse developers can use my strategies and resources in order to know their customer and build relationships with their customers and have all the business tools that they need and everything. And I had this whole strategy. Well, right out the gate, pretty much Meta announced that they was sunsetting the VR side, which was really important to my strategy. Before that, AltspaceVR did the same thing. I had invested so much into our what was called an MRE for our jewelry and everything, and right after everything was built, AltspaceVR sunset. This most recent one, Spatial, I've got 50 worlds that are about to come down now. Many of them are for clients that have these worlds embedded in their business websites. And so I have to replace that whole infrastructure so that their worlds don't go down off their website, which put that on my plate. That was really stressful, but I've solved it, and I'm working through building the platform. But I had to solve that. But it's just that all of this is kind of symbolic. With it's like everything that I was and that I was doing is kind of fading away, falling away, and I'm having to build something new and figure out new ways forward. Like, for example, I'm not getting on anybody else's metaverse platform. I don't want to be on nobody else's platform. And people keep asking me like, hey, here's this new platform we just dropped, we just launched, et cetera, et cetera. And they want me to build on it. I don't want to build on anybody else's platform. I'm already building in VR chat. We've got Iced Out Thursdays over there. So I still keep that running, on the back end, but I'm not interested in any other metaverse platforms, investing time, energy, money. And then as soon as they decide to pivot, as soon as their business decisions change, then everything that I've invested in is lost. Like I just can't handle that again. I don't want to go through that again. I've been through it 4 times. With the first one was Mozilla Hubs, the second one was AltspaceVR, the third one was Horizon Worlds VR side, and the fourth one is Spatial. So you combine those along with the impact from the software development side of things drying up due to AI. Like everybody, all businesses don't want to spend money on anything but their AI and AI infrastructure. So they pull back investments on so many other things. All the crypto. What about all my crypto that freaking just like dropped 50%, like just, you know what I mean? Just started falling. Everything just, I don't know. So I have to do things different. So what am I doing different? A couple things I'm doing different. First of all, I've been unsubscribing to a whole lot of software and rebuilding it myself. So I've been rebuilding all my own software. Now, I don't really want to teach how to build it. I'm not teaching how to build anything, but I encourage you, use your, Claude Opus and, or whatever your favorite AI is, and start building your own software, build tools that make you more efficient at whatever you want to do. Some of the things I've been doing, one is creating stories with AI video and images. In fact, one of the things that I'm really excited about is the fact that I can tell my own story using AI. I have a very interesting, I believe it's interesting, but I've got really interesting backstory, and I can bring it all to life using AI. So I built my own software that basically helps me utilize all the different AI models for different purposes, and I can do it's basically like Premiere Pro, but with AI models at the core, and it covers everything that I need in order to make long, consistent videos that are high quality and really look good. No one else has this software. I built it myself specifically for me and my workflows. And maybe I'll show it at some point. But I'm not interested in selling it or anything like that. In fact, none of the software I've been using AI to build, I'm interested in releasing. Just been building stuff for myself. But I'm going to begin making more video content. I have to make video content. Otherwise, I fall off the face of the earth. So I've got to make content. So the content that I'm going to ship, from making tutorials, I'm going to make content that's about just my journey, And so these days I'm into fitness. I don't know if you've noticed, I've lost quite a bit of weight. And maybe I'll talk a little bit about some of my strategies for doing that. I'm 100% like on a natural journey. I built my own fitness software. That's another thing. Built my own fitness software. So I'll probably show that. But I'll probably just kind of talk about some of the things that I'm doing and some of the projects. But I don't really have much to teach because everything that I'm doing, you all can easily do yourselves, probably better than me. So I will talk about like what I'm using. I use Cursor, but another thing is that a problem I run into is that when I make, because first of all, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not sponsored by anybody, monetized in any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. Have no sponsors, no ads, or nothing. When I talk about a tool, a program, you know, like piece of technology, it's because I truly use it and believe in it. But the problem is that it doesn't get taken like that. People see it and they think that I'm sponsored by, whatever it is that I'm talking about. And they look at it like an ad. So I'm kind of turned off by like talking about the tools that I use because it comes off like it's an ad, and it's not an ad. I don't get anything out of, so doesn't really like pan out the way that would make it worthwhile to talk about that stuff. You just get put in the category of like it's an ad or like it's, promotion. The algorithm, you gotta be careful talking about the features of stuff because the algorithm takes it like it's an ad. So just all kind of stuff. So I probably won't talk much about like what I'm using. I mean, maybe in general, like I'll say like I'm using Cursor or Claude code, things like that. But I don't know if I'm gonna do too much like recommending of stuff, showing how to use stuff. Let's just talk about the human stuff. But can't be a tech bro no more. AI that took that. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Thank you, and until the next one.